Bitcoin is crashing towards the downside right now, and in this exact video I will talk about my price targets, I will talk about the trade I opened on the exact breakdown, and much more important stuff we need to discuss right now on today's update video, because this move is very important to be paying attention towards right now. So don't forget to slap up that like button on today's update video. Let's smash it back above 500 likes and let's jump straight away in towards the content. Once looking at the imminent short term, we do know that we first initially created the CME gap from of 26.8k all the way up to 27.9k, and Bitcoin is currently trading on 27,000 US dollars. So the Bitcoin CME gap is getting significantly filled up, and once Bitcoin comes down to 26.9k, the CME gap will be filled up. Like I've been expecting and like I've been saying on my channel, it is going to be extremely likely the CME gap is going to get filled up, because literally 95% of all the CME gaps tend to get filled up within 3 days after creation, and right now it's Wednesday, so that is exactly 3 days after creation. So I am still expecting the CME gap is going to get filled up, and after that we can currently see that Bitcoin is actually breaking below the most important support level of this entire trend. So we can see that this important level of 27.5k, previously a brand provided very strong support, here it provided significant resistance, and here it provided also some short-term support for Bitcoin. However, right now on this breakout towards the downside, we are actually once again falling below the 27.5k as support, and this is going to be a very bearish thing in my opinion, because yeah, the 1 hour time frame broke bullish with a higher high, and right now we can see that we broke below this critical level of previous support that right now will most certainly flip in towards resistance. So this is definitely a very bearish thing for Bitcoin, and I will keep my eyes wide open on what is going to be happening next for Bitcoin. But indeed, we're seeing a significant move towards the downside, and basically the entire CME gap is literally getting filled up yet again. Furthermore, we can see that on the 1 hour time frame, Bitcoin created a symmetrical triangle. I was already looking at this pattern last night, and in the morning, while I was looking at it, we started to be breaking down. I opened up a short position on Bitcoin, and then we started to also see the confirmation of a break below this very important level of support right here. I even added more margin, and currently I'm in about 3,000 US dollars in profit on my Bitcoin short position that I've opened after we moved down here. Previously around, I was also short on Bitcoin, but I managed to close that trade in a small little profit. But right now I once again got a new trade open, and since everyone is longing it and I'm shorting it, I'm actually making already more than 228 US dollars by just shorting Bitcoin. So if you're interested in trading yourself as well, don't forget to go to the link in the description, and you can right now get an account on Bybit or BitGet, and you can claim deposit bonuses up to $50,000. And if you're interested in trading, it's extremely valuable, and it's definitely worth it, because it will literally give you an extra 50,000 US dollars gunpowder to trade with. So that's definitely worth it, but it's only going to be valid if you do sign up with the account using the link in the description. Furthermore, we can see that on the 12 hour time frame, we are currently aiming for this very important downward sloping trend line. I've been talking about this yesterday as well, and I said it's going to be very likely that we're actually going to see a rejection from it, and if we do break above it, then I'm definitely going to be turning very bullish for Bitcoin. We can also see on the 12 hour RSI, I've talked about this yesterday as well, this important rejection, and yet again, so you can see every single time the 12 hour RSI touches this level here, touches this downtrend for Bitcoin, it basically sees a gigantic reaction towards the downside. Last time around Bitcoin touched it, it was around 30.6k, and it moved all the way down here towards levels of an approximately $25,000. So make sure to be alert. This is a very important retest that we actually just got here on the 12 hour RSI, and this could have some more bearish effects for the imminent short term on Bitcoin. Furthermore, we can see that we're still creating this potential daily bull flag, or this daily flag for Bitcoin in general. Maybe if we draw it a little bit differently, it's going to be a falling wedge here, but it looks to be somewhat of a flag on the daily time frame, and I'm just going to be waiting to see when this is going to be breaking out. And yes, once Bitcoin trades back on the lower side of support, maybe it's going to be a good time to be opening up some longs again here, but as soon as Bitcoin breaks above the resistance, that is really the point where I will flip bullish. But as long as we're not breaking out, I will definitely stay neutral to bearish on Bitcoin, since yes, on the daily time frame we're still creating lower highs, so that is the reason why it will remain to be a little bit more cautious / bearish on the price action of Bitcoin. Looking then at the daily time frame, we can start to see that the volatility is not necessarily picking up yet, but we can start to see that Bitcoin is still on this extremely low volatile range here, but we can definitely start to see that there are some more volatile moves starting to happen right now for the price action of Bitcoin. If I'm looking at the volatility index and on how narrow the Bollinger Bands actually is right now, we can still clearly see that the Bitcoin price action is extremely not volatile and that the volatility is still going to be imminent. And once the volatility hits, I'm going to be looking to, of course, expect a reversal if we're going to be hitting somewhat of these highs right here. Usually, once Bitcoin hits these highs on the top side, it tends to indicate that the volatility is going to slow down. So that is really where we'll be looking at, but currently I'm still waiting for a gigantic move for Bitcoin and probably is going to be happening anytime soon. Then looking at the weekly MACD here for Bitcoin, we are about to be having a bearish crossover on the weekly MACD. What is definitely a very bearish signal that could be playing out right now, because this will be the first time ever that the Bitcoin price action is going to be seeing a bearish cross in about 308 days here. So that is definitely very significantly. And once this cross does occur, it's definitely going to be extremely interesting to see how the market is going to react towards it, because historically speaking, Bitcoin tends to react quite significantly towards these MACD crosses on the weekly time frame. And looking also on the weekly support/resistance, if we're going to be having a bearish cross, no matter what happens, I'm still going to be expecting that we're going to find support around that 23.7k target. And of course on the weekly time frame as well, if I'm going to be looking at the big support, can also still look at the 200 weekly moving average. This is the BLX chart, so it's not updating yet, and it's still trading on 27.7k, but it is currently trading on 27.1k. So the price chart is a little bit lower, but I still think that the weekly time frame, the 200 weekly moving average, is definitely going to be a very important level of support, like you can see from the past. And I currently do still expect that this level is probably going to be providing some support. And if we do break below it, what is the next level, you maybe wonder? It's going to be $25,000 to $24,000. Still the level that I have kept my eyes wide open on. I've been calling it for quite a while, but if Bitcoin comes down towards that level, I'm going to be opening up gigantic long positions. I'm going to deploy more than $500,000 of my own capital with like a 2 or 3x leverage and make $1 million Bitcoin long position. So make sure to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date about that. But that was it for me on today's update video. If you did like it, don't forget to slap up the like button on today's video and share this video with your friends if you do think it's valuable and you did learn something from it, because then your friends can also learn more about crypto and make more money in the future. So thank you so much for watching. Bitcoin is indeed breaking in towards the CME gap, and more importantly, we are breaking big support. So there could be a potential signal that we're actually going to see more continuations towards the downside, because Bitcoin, is not necessarily looking that strong at the current moment on the... So Bitcoin is not necessarily looking so strong, so I am still actually expecting we could still come down to $25,000, and I'm not saying it's going to be happening in a straight go, and maybe Bitcoin is going to reverse, but yes, it's still a likely play for me in my opinion. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.